Northeastern B.C. is losing a primary source of local journalism. Glacier Media has announced it is shutting down both the Dawson Creek Mirror and Fort St. John's Alaska Highway News, with final editions being released this week. President Peter Kvarnström said running the newspapers, both the print and online editions, is no longer cost-effective. For more on what this loss means and the legacy these papers will leave, Rob Brown joins us now. He's the managing editor of the Dawson Creek Mirror. Rob, first of all, hard time for you and your staff. How are you holding up?
Personally, not too bad. Some of the other staff a bit more anxious, certainly leading into, oddly enough, Friday the 13th. But certainly this week we're moving out of the, as far as I'm concerned, the funeral of more than a combined 173 years of print journalism in North and South Peace, and moving on to greener pastures as far as the staff are concerned at both newspapers.
When you say greener pastures, are there opportunities for them still in journalism?
Well, again, I can't speak for some. I know some certainly have their irons in the fire, so to speak. But I'm certainly, this newspaper, or this writer and managing editor is not going anywhere, and we're working on a new homegrown Dawson Creek, this week in Dawson Creek, new product that's going to be rolling out next week after the last edition of the Dawson Creek Mirror, certainly.
And will that be an online service or print or both?
It'll be a combination of multimedia, yeah. Certainly a small print to begin with, how we get going, and then obviously online video, podcast, and certainly more, and a daily morning news blast out as well, which is something from my past that I used to do back 20-odd years ago.
Yeah. This shutdown means more that 73,000 people or more living in Northeast BC will not have a targeted news service. What goes through your mind when you hear that?
I mean, it's sad. I mean, I've been working in this industry for 25 years this year, consistently, and it's brought me and certainly most of the papers I've been connected with, former and current, fantastic times. And it's just, I can't disagree with Peter Kvarnström in any way. It's a business model that involves, once I finish the look and feel and direction and most of the content these days of these newspapers, I hit send, and it is then printed on a giant press, hundreds, sometimes more than 1,000 miles away, and then trucked back to us. And then we truck it out and we give it to children as well, and others to deliver. I think that's a lot of overhead, and I can't disagree. But I think there's a more resilient and certainly more profitable way to do it after I hit print, so to speak.
No, the Dawson Creek Mirror was founded in 1930. What legacy does this paper leave, and do you have a highlight that you would leave people with?
Well, I think, yeah, absolutely. Over the incarnation in the South Peace, between the Peace River Block News starting in Rolla and then relocating to Dawson, and then over the incarnations, over the many machinations of newspaper buyouts and more, the Dawson Creek Daily News, and then for the last 40 plus years, the Dawson Creek Mirror. I personally, I have many, photography with my daughter and more, and certainly personally, but I just thank the company and certainly the Dawson Creek Mirror for, taking a 16-year-old or 17-year career reporter and turning him into a managing editor of a few newspapers.
Rob Brown, the managing editor of Dawson Creek Mirror. Best to you and the staff.
Thank you very much.